Welcome, everyone, to the Couch Potatoes Sports Tragics podcast with me, the Sportzologist and Jetsetter Jordan.
Jetsetter, yeah, I am off the bloody Vanuatu next week.
Oh, I can't keep up with it, mate.
Is fishing a sport? I think it is.
Well, it is.
It's a big fishing sport. My crazy fishing son, and we're chasing the wahoo and the yellowfin.
Oh, I thought you might be
a bit of marlin floating around. You never know.
I thought you might have been looking for crabs.
Yeah, that was a while ago. You're still trying to scratch the surface on those.
Oh, yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, we're going to talk about scoring rates. I've been watching a fair bit of the IPL, and look, it's been going through the roof.
Man, it's become, ever since 2020, Big Bash, all that kind of thing, it's taken over. It's lifted every different facet of the sport. From Test to your one day to now the 2020. Everyone, got to score. The pressure's on.
Oh, look, we go back to World Series cricket back in the 80s, early 80s, mid 80s, and you scored 250 off 50 overs, and you won most of your games.
Yeah, now you hope for 200 off 25, 20.
Well, they're getting 250 off 20 overs now.
Yeah, exactly.
Like in the IPL, the Hyderabad Sunrisers, which is the side that Travis Head plays for, they've broken the IPL record twice this season already.
Yeah, I do remember when I was growing up, I think the benchmark, you could get 100 runs in your first 25 overs, you're doing well to try and peak out at 250.
Yeah, I suppose looking back, it was the Sri Lankans. I think back in the 1992 World Cup, they came out all guns blazing.
Yeah, well, they probably would have take a different approach, same way back in the 20s where they started bringing in the bouncer and that kind of thing, trying to shake up Bradman and all that kind of thing. They tried something, and anyway, if that's the catalyst of it, then thank you, Sri Lanka.
Well, it was, and Australia followed suit by putting guys like Hayden and Adam Gilchrist and Mark Wall in to open and getting themselves off to a flying start. But look, very quickly, you did mention the name Bradman.
Yeah, I did.
And I've got to remember that Bradman is the only person in Test cricket to have scored a triple century in one day's play.
Okay.
He scored 309, I think it was at Headingley in 1930. He was 309 not out at stumps.
That's crazy.
It was crazy, but in those days, they bowled around about 120 overs in a day in Test cricket.
Yeah, okay.
And I think on that particular day, Bradman brought up his 100 before lunch and 100 between lunch and tea, and didn't quite get his another 100 for the three in a row, but he did end up on 309. But England bowled 45 overs in that first session. Oh, that's incredible.
I know. So it's changed. So he run-ups, spin.
Well, I don't think they muck around more. They just take their time. But anyway, that's yeah. And Bradman's scoring strike rate in Test cricket was about 61 or 62 for his whole career. So he wasn't a out and out fast scoring batsman, but he just manipulated the strike. But that's sort of getting away what we're talking about. But look, the scoring rates now are just, as I said, we've got someone like Jake Fraser-McGurk who's heading the strike rates in the IPL at the moment at 2.34 a ball. He scored 330 runs at 233.4 whatever it is strike rate. So he's in great form, and which, as we touched on 2 episodes ago, why the hell isn't he in the T20 side? I mean, Warner did come back and play one game, opened with Jake Fraser-McGurk and got out second ball, I think it was, caught on the boundary, and they dropped him again.
Yeah, I got to shake our head on that one.
Yep. But talking about the Hyderabad Sunrisers with Travis Head plays for, they chased a total of 166 the other night, and they got it in 58 balls.
What took them so long?
I don't know.
Come on, boys, what are you doing?
Travis must have been really thirsty, really wanting a drink.
Yeah, I think so.
He scored about 85, I think it was, and his opening partner got, they got 167 on 58 balls, which is 17.27 runs per over.
Yeah, right.
And they were none down. They won by 10 wickets.
Is there actually like a graph, something like that, where it shows over, say, like whatever, Big Bash,
definitely.
comparisons or that kind of thing?
Like the worm that goes up. Yeah, the worm
like
that goes up.
10 years ago, what was it, like average a run a ball, and now it's like...
Oh, look, geez, when I played in the late 70s, early 80s in Canberra, if we were chasing 6 and over, we thought it was impossible. I'm serious. We really did.
I believe you.
We did. We thought you're not going to get a run a ball.
I'm just smiling because now, but I think under 12 cricket, they're back.
And we did play twilight cricket. It was 25 8-ball overs. I did touch on that before as well. And I think a score of 150 to 170, and that was a winning score. In 25 8-ball overs. So, this is insane. Big bats bring the boundary ropes in, which I suppose bringing the boundary in away from the fencing and stuff does obviously stop injuries from fieldsmen, because some of the fieldsmen, I can't understand why fieldsmen dive around so much, to be honest, especially big fast bowlers.
Yeah, well, seems injuries, that's for sure. That's why it's always a keeper, mate, why people run.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Run 2 metres, that's fine.
Yeah, well, imagine the Ks that an actual fast bowler would do in a game, but I just think the way they dive around, a lot of the time, they're really leaving themselves open for injury. So,
But the expectation's on that the fielding.
Exactly.
We're talking about stats batting. You look level fielding.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Catching the standard back.
Well, those catches on the boundaries where they, it's going for 6 and they jump up and before they go over the boundary, they throw it up to themselves or throw it to another player. And, that's a great skill now.
Well, it's also entertaining.
It is. It's brilliant. I love it. A lot of practice goes into that.
Well, yeah, I think that the sixes. Did I ever tell you about that one with Chrissy Lynn? I was sitting about 10 years ago. I was right back. I was right top stand at the Gabba there, and he has cracked one from the other side, and it has gone. I'm 12 rows back on the top row, and the guy in front of me actually kept coming. It kept coming. I said, I might be with a chance here, and I saw it, and it hit the guy actually right in the chest in front of me. I could have jumped over him and caught it, because I was really annoyed. I probably should, because he spilt it.
Well,
but what was even funnier, because he was there with his 2 kids, and this is the guy who's his wife is in there jumping up and down, and got this, and he's just sitting there on his phone ignoring it, and he's the guy that the bloody ball comes to, one of the biggest hits that I've ever seen, and he spilt it, and I tell you what, mate, I've never ever forgotten the look on his wife's face, you've just disappointed one too many times, mate, you've embarrassed me, mate, you call yourself my husband, my God. Well, so anyway, it was one of those moments.
The reason you probably didn't go for it was because you would have spilt your beer.
Oh, that's true, mate. That's true. I'd had so much time, I could have probably drunk the beer and still caught it.
Yeah. No, look, Chris Lynn, great hitter. And he was one of the first hitters. I think Jake Fraser-McGurk is a lot like Chris Lynn. It's that baseball style balance and swinging of the bat. Just get that bat through, quick hands, very minimal foot movement, clear the front leg, and away you go. Chris Gale was another one for that.
Yeah, Chris Gale, yeah.
Well, Chris Gale is the only person in Test cricket history to hit the first ball of a Test match for 6.
Really?
Yep.
Well, only one.
He's the only person to have hit the first ball of a Test match for 6.
So out of all the Test matches, and
2000
all the games and all the people.
2,000 and something Test matches. It's up to about 2,500 Test matches now, I think. But talking about sixes, I remember, we were talking about back in the World Series cricket days when 250 was a winning score. I remember watching this, and it was 1983, I think, in the semi-final of the Benson Hedges Cup at the MCG. Lance Cairns.
Go the dart sponsorship.
Do you remember Lance Cairns from New Zealand?
I do remember Lance Cairns.
He could hit a ball.
All-rounder. He's a big, solid guy.
He was. He a great big in-swing bowler. He would have been, he used to get a fair bit of in-swing, but he was a great hitter, and he hit 6 sixes at the MCG that day.
Gee.
He hit Dennis Lilly for about 2 or 3, and no boundary ropes in at the MCG in those days.
Yeah, right. No, it was all in.
It was over the fence.
All over the fence.
All over the fence. It was a great. He came in, and I think the score might have been 6 for 47 or something. They were no hope, and he just said, "I'll have a bit of fun here," and he swung the bat.
Yeah, and I remember Chris Cairns.
Lance Cairns. Chris is his son.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, Lance Cairns.
Yeah, Lance Cairns. Yep. You did say it before. And talk about Chris Cairns. He has had either an accident or something and is virtually paralysed or a disease. I can't remember. But, he was in a really bad way just a few years ago being rehabilitated. He was a wonderful cricketer himself.
But there's been some classic big hitters. I mean, both of them always come to, in that era.
Headingley, 1981.
And these guys were all rounders, real as well.
They were. Yeah. They were, exactly. And but that's the way they played. Like we're talking about a few players in those days. Now everyone's sort of doing it. Everyone's a hitter. They're all going for it.
Well, you have to. But if you see, I think there's been a change in stance too. So I think in the earlier days, like now their your bat's up full. You're talking about say 270 back.
It's very much
ready for that swing. You're ready to hit every ball. Whereas before it was sort of lower down, sort of defence, so you couldn't get power. It's not power either when you haven't hit.
Yeah, look, it's very much baseball style, as I said. It's hand speed, bat speed, and bigger bats, better designed bats. And who wants to be a bowler?
Yes, yeah,
for sure.
Well, that's the other thing. This amazes me that they get the best bowlers out there, and these guys are sort of cracked.
Yep.
Because we both know from playing cricket, not easy, even at grade and lower down, to these bowlers struggling. So, yeah, a lot of talent.
Like when a bowler comes on the IPL, they show his career run rate that he concedes per over, and they're all up around about 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
And that's acceptable.
Yeah. I was about to say, if you're under 10, you
well, 8, 9, 10.
Getting excited, aren't you?
Yeah, back in the day, again, I'm getting back to the early or mid 80s. If you conceded a run a ball, you're off.
Oh, I agree. So, but I guess it's, so if everything's got to give and take, but that's just give, isn't it?
Yeah,
so
it is.
If people are scoring runs, then it's obviously being tagged somewhere.
Look, and T20 obviously has a lot to do with that, and it's changed the way batsmen, the Bazball by England, they're playing, and I think that's great, England playing Bazball and going all out attack in Test cricket. It's lifted Test cricket. It's made people really watch it now again and take an interest in it. It's failed them, and I want them to keep going doing that.
If another side gave it a go, it might not fail. Eh?
Well, that's it.
You call it the Ozball.
Yeah. But it's failed them. But they, it's a great attitude to have, and it's definitely, as I said, it's lifted the spirit of Test cricket. I think it's made it more watchable.
Yeah, I think so as well. I was thinking about this, the way that the people that they're hitting at the moment. Do you think we've hit the peak? I don't think we have. I think there's room to go.
Well, Jake Fraser-McGurk's proven that no, we haven't hit the peak. Some people may have, but he certainly hasn't. He's been consistently hitting that 2.34 runs per ball. He did get out for a duck the other night. He got caught on the boundary, but was
that 3 balls and it was
after 10? About 4. Yeah, it was the fourth ball. I think. First ball was a wide. 3 ball. The third ball, I think he got caught on the boundary. So he's no getting his eye in with him.
Well, it was probably on 16.
No, he's on a duck. He got a duck.
Really?
He got a duck. He did get a duck off 3. He
obviously got frustrated. 3 balls without a run.
Yeah, I sort of just had the feeling he wasn't going to get runs there because it was a left armer who was sort of curving the ball in a little bit on him. So he sort of just, I think they worked him out. So it was swinging in and cramping him a little bit. Like, because he likes to get that leg out of the way and get that bat through, and with it, the ball's following you a little bit as it comes in on your leg stump.
And if he's sort of like cross batting a little bit, they tend to go through.
Yeah, exactly. But he got caught at deep mid on, wasn't he? Look, it was only a couple of metres inside the boundary. It was a fair hit. Probably went higher than it went longer, but But look, I think batsmen will find more ways to score runs. Look, it's a 360-degree game now, and going back to the early 1900s, the Australian wicketkeeper Hanson Sammy Carter, he's the person that lays claim to actually inventing the ramp shot way back then. He used to do it. He used to ramp the ball over the keeper's head and everything, and everyone frowned on it. Everyone frowned on it.
That's not cricket.
That's not cricket.
Not cricket.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. But he was the guy who sort of invented it, and then everyone started doing it, the ramp shot and things like that. But people aren't playing the ramp shot so much now. It's really just that baseball bat shot down the ground.
The ramp shot, you've almost got to preempt it. You almost got to go, right, I'm going to play this ball. So you are cutting a margin of error somewhere.
You are, and that's why I don't like it. And I was coaching my son, and I said, no way you're doing the ramp shot because you're predetermining it. It's a bit like a reverse sweep.
Yes.
They predetermine that, the same thing. And sometimes they'll go to do a reverse sweep and the ball's outside the off stump when they do the reverse, and they're trying to hit it through the reverse leg side.
Yeah.
But if they'd stayed in their normal position, it would have been on leg stump. They could have just carted it through square leg or mid wicket.
I'm sure he's not the only one, but there's definitely been a demise of Maxwell more than once.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, look, it's a risky shot. It's premeditated, but you've got to pick your bowler to do it.
It's a flashy shot with probably a lower margin of error. For what you're saying about your son and everything, they see it and they all want to mimic it, especially at that age. And hey, look what I can do, rather than getting the head down and
learn the basics first. Learn the basics first, and then down the track you can play the switch hit or the ramp shot or do what you want. Yeah, for sure on that one there. But look, definitely scoring rates are gone through the roof.
Well, I was going to say before we said that with Fraser-McGurk that I think the way the game's gone is he's the pinnacle at the moment, but will he be the next norm? That kind of scoring is this where we're going? Like just to get a game, it's going to keep people are just going to keep pushing.
Yeah, well, he's like 0.27 above the next closest guy, so that's
the benchmark's been raised.
Yeah. So the next closest guy is just over 2 runs a ball.
Yeah.
So he's well in front of him. So he's the standout at the minute. Everyone else is around about the 150, 160, 170. So there's a big distance between him and the average fast scorers.
But you see this in a lot of sports. I think NRL has also really gained what do you call it? Experience. actually runs on the board of what's gone on and game on. That's got faster, it's got quicker. You know, the wings a lot more sort of, you know, or dare I say it, sort of like AFL style grabs by the wingers to do it. There's a whole bunch of things that have come in, push the game to the next level. Kicking in AFL, I mean, even 5 years, no one was trying to do round kicks. Now they're all of a sudden a shot from the pocket was possible 5 years ago. They were trying to kick straight. Now probably more than 50 chance because everyone's learning the, you know, the old, what they call the old banana kick or whatever.
Yep. On the but both ways they're doing it the hook and they're doing the slice.
Well, one of the new full forwards, he's actually going around like, you know, like the rugby, you know, when you go. He's doing that. He's actually doing the kick.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, one of the best things they've done in the NRL is take that corner post out of the play, because some of those tries those wingers score are incredible, and they practice with a mattress on the sideline. And
we're still talking rugby.
Yeah, we're talking rugby league at the moment. Yeah,
okay.
We just changed it because you were talking about the AFL there.
What a mattress on, sure, mate.
And so they practice with the mattress and they dive over in the corner, and some of them are spectacular tries. So, you know, very innovative. I don't know how we got onto NRL and AFL there, but we did.
I don't know. I'm sure a lot of those boys are good with the matter. Not a problem.
Well, I'm sure they are. Yeah, for sure.
So these cricket stats, the reason I brought that up is anecdotal, but I think you see it in all sports.
You're saying that everyone's adapting.
You look like tennis, it doesn't matter. Tennis, any game. Like people, it's getting harder, it's faster. You know, it's probably got something to do with the age of technology. I'm thinking people want now, they want quick, they want attained straight away. I think it's changed all the posts, and your board is just possibly a reflection of that. There's only probably one reason, but everything's lifted. Everyone wants more action, everyone wants more excitement. They stay.
Well, there's so much money involved, isn't there?
Yeah.
Just look at some of the deals. Well, especially in America, like we were talking about before, like guys on $500 million deals, you know, for NFL and things like that. Well, the cricketers are earning a good living.
Yeah.
You know, you go over I think last season, I don't think it was this season, but last season I think Cameron Green got like $3 million. He was the highest paid player. Had a fairly good series. This year he hasn't gone as well, but he's come good the last few games, and which hopefully will get him in good stead for the World Cup, which T20 World Cup, which is starting next month.
Well, I think showed faith in him. Been a name for a while.
Well, as I said, I think he's the one. He's got the potential.
You called it. Yeah.
I called it 2 episodes ago, but I'm calling Jake Fraser-McGurk too. I'm calling him, you know, unless sides can really work out a way of combating it. He's very much in the Chris Lynn mould, and Chris Lynn was great to watch.
But Chrissy Lynn, he never quite made it, did he? Like, I was surprised, you know, that the Big Bat, he was dominant, but then
he got injuries. He got injuries at the wrong time.
Yeah.
He had a bad shoulder or something.
Yeah, right.
And, and it just every time he got to the next level, he get an injury.
Yeah.
And but he was him and Brendan McCullum, when they were playing for the Brisbane Heat, they were the Bash brothers. You know, they both just went. They went hard.
Yes,
they went hard.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. They were
both went hard.
Yeah.
And look, as I say, Chris Lynn really is probably the best hitter that the Big Bash has seen. I think he's hit the most sixes. He definitely holds the record for the most sixes. Glenn Maxwell would have to be not far behind there, as long as he gives away that switch hit.
Yeah.
But you know, it's look, the new breed's coming through. Jake Fraser-McGurk, be nice to see him get a spot there. Someone did say that they've got him down as the reserve batter, so for the World Cup. So we'll see. But look, Travis Head's in great form. He's scored a few. He's scored a few good scores at a very fast rate. Jake Fraser-McGurk, the game before, while you were away, actually scored a 50, and it was his slowest 50 of the tournament. He scored 3 50s for the tournament.
Yep.
And it was his slowest 50.
I'm waiting for this.
He scored
15 balls?
19 balls.
Oh!
That was his slowest.
Were people walking out? What was going on?
The 2 previous ones, he got 15 balls.
Bloody hell, you know.
So that's the kind of thing we're talking about.
I'd be a bit upset if I was watching that. Yeah, he's slacking off like that.
Well, he took a few balls to get his eye in, mate, this time. Yeah. Pitch was doing a bit. Yeah. But this is what we're talking about. We're talking about guys who are just batting at hitting the ball incredible distances, 360 degrees around the ground. You know, it's pretty tough being a bowler nowadays, that's for sure.
Yeah, but I think also being a batter, everyone likes swings. That feels good.
Everyone always did like having a swing.
Feels good. None of the control batting stuff.
Oh, look, I remember just, sledging guys and you leave a big gap at mid-wicket and then you say, mate, you can't hit a 6. Look at that. Look at Cow Corner there. There's no one out there. And their head would go up and their head would go back and their eyes would go up and they'd miss it.
So here's a reverse stat for you. Who's the slowest? I remember there's that English guy. The 8, was he?
Chris Tavares?
No.
He was pretty slow.
Was he pretty bad?
Pretty slow.
Both of them. There were
Trevor Bailey. Back in the 60s, I think he scored the slowest 50 50 in Test cricket or the slowest 100 in Test cricket, something like that. Trevor Bailey or someone like that. He was very slow, Trevor Bailey. But actually, it might surprise you who scored the slowest Test match century. I'll have to look that up for another podcast. That one.
There you go. We might as well honour the guys that are making everyone else look so good.
Well, one guy we didn't mention actually is De Villiers. He was for South Africa. He was incredible. He has scored the fastest one-day 100, and I did watch that live. That was an incredible innings, and that was reverse sweeps, that was ramp shots, that was incredible to watch.
Yeah, he's a big name.
Yeah, AB De Villiers. And another great innings I remember was Brendan McCullum when he scored a quick 100. It was in New Zealand where it's postage stamp sort of size grounds, but he still, I think he Sean Tate was bowling pretty quick, and just Brendan McCullum went hard at him and scored an amazing quick 100. So look, we've had those little moments during history where guys have done that, but it's being a lot more consistent now. And as I said, it is expected. And yeah, as I said before with the IPL, it's every game is worth $28 million to the BCCI, the Indian board. So $28 million. Wow. So people have to keep the entertainment up.
Well, as I said, it's big money.
It is. So, and they sort of control world cricket at the moment. So, but that's another story. So we'll finish this one up. We'll wind her up. And that's goodbye from me, the sportsologist.
I'll see you after the big fish.
Beautiful. Don't get any crabs. Cheers.
Bye.